Peace and blessings, family. Sister Angeline. This morning I just knew I have to thank you, family, who donate to my Patreon account every single month. Oh my goodness, you are such a strength for me. And also the beautiful, amazing sister who just ordered my book, This Black Nation, and soap. I am packing your soap up today and getting it out to you. If not first thing tomorrow, then definitely first thing on Monday. Without you, family, I couldn't do what I do at all. And it is vital work to expose the hell of man-made radiation. So, woo, just a big hug through the screen right to you. Thank you. Peace and blessings again, family. This strikes me as evidence that these devils are losing, and it's so easy for us to claim our victory if we separate from all manners, all, ways that we are dependent on them. I'm not saying it's going to be easy now, because there's so many things we depend on that they produce. Now, that said, one of the things that a lot of families, and I feel for them, I'm not here to make fun of them, though the truth is going to make fun enough of the wrongdoers. This right here, they call it riddle inflation, and it's striking households amid ongoing ADHD drug shortage. I'm not going to read this, and the article was serviceable, but it's in Zero Hedge. You could go there and read it yourself. What is unfortunate is that there is now a shortage of Adderall and the different things that they claim treat this so-called ailment, ADHD, which is just basic personality traits that some people have, and it's difficult when you live in a society that is so competitive, because the trade-off for just being a regular person is you feel like a failure. Whereas back, even during the Great Depression and before that, it was perfectly okay just to be, a working grunt, doing what needed to be done, and you don't need to live in a mansion. Hella Weird came along and gave everybody, not the wealth of the rich man, but envy of the rich man who will be too fat to fit through an eye of a needle right after a camel just smooths on past, okay, into the pearly gates of heaven. So with that envy, along came an intense need to hyper-educate your children, even if it's in the epic lies that the public fool system tells, and then through the college system, which is it's an MK Ultra programming tool that was established long before they started calling what they did MK Ultra. Now, that said, they're giving their children all kinds of different, things to calm them down. And when children learn by having fun, and it's been found that they learn the best when they enjoy what it is, whatever activity they're engaged in. And so they want to just cut that off. But unfortunately, what winds up happening is that you get this MK Ultra recruit who the child sees that they can take in this dull, in a white small box room, sitting for hours and hours and hours, information. They could take all of this in and just be in this kind of like haze so that they can thereby endure the agony that would be intolerable to them, and that would maybe inspire the altruistic efforts of their own to create a better society. It, at an early age, acclimates them to expecting and asking for no more. And so you're going to have repercussions from denying people easy access to these medications that their children and their entire family structure, the entire school structures become dependent upon. That is going to be a whole nother level of distractions. And obviously this is a time when they want everybody thinking about anything but what's going to keep them alive. So when the supply is cut off, which makes no damn sense, because the pharmaceutical industry is all about the profit. And when I see them saying that there's a shortage of these daggone pills, that they strategized a whole battle plan for getting these things taken by more and more children, black children also. They got the schools set up so that these teachers are the ones who are recommending straight off the bat, your child needs to be on these, because the teachers are also coming from this new modern society where people do not have patience at all in dealing with children and accepting the fact that you cannot force feed them this just rote education, which is based on the Prussian system. And the Prussians lost to Napoleon. And when they investigated why they lost to Napoleon, they found out it's because their soldiers asked so many daggone questions. And thereby they developed a whole system to numb the curiosity of their students, and it was duplicated all around the globe. And so that's why when you go into a public school system, you're bored to tears. That's on purpose. So they've developed a drug so the children can be forced into finding that unnatural, imbalanced educational process. It just, okay, we could deal with it. Well, they're cutting off the supply. So this is not accidental, given these pharmaceutical companies, when you go to their websites, they're all about the profit. They know how to mass produce. Those jabberoonie dings, they were ready within days for the entire globe. And now they can't produce this stuff? No. This is a purposeful battle strategy, because a lot of people are seeking alternatives to big pharma, okay? So here, this one is very simple article. You wouldn't think it has anything to do with big pharma, but in the comments, well, first the title, Americans' Lasting Love for Supplements. In the art, this one, I don't know what was going on. This was like it was written by one of them teenagers, and good for them. I hope that this is a sign that they're a better writing teenager, but it was really just very basic and repetitive. But when I went to, no comments now. That's funny. When I went to the comments, I was reading when they were available. Interesting, they're not now. They were all saying, can you blame people for wanting to increase the sale of supplements? Because folks don't want to go to the pharmaceutical companies, which are basically just not curing any issues that they have and not telling them the truth. And I imagine, I don't know, I can only guesstimate because I consensus Zero Hedge is really just a covert operative itself, working for many of these big industries, but trying to pretend that they're on the side of common white people who love the lie. They love the lie. So they'll just, whatever you're going to put out there that makes them keep thinking, oh, we're going to hold on for another 5,000, 6,000 years. That's what they're going to go with. But in the comments themselves, they were testifying to how these supplements improve their lives. And I'll add another witness to that, where I supplement on a regular basis. Most people would not supplement to the level that I do, but I studied each and every single item. I studied the companies and even which times are best to take certain supplementation and which ones aren't, how they interact together, how they support and like there's adaptogens, which are different supplementations that will accelerate the beneficial fortification of these different vitamins and nutrients and minerals. And minerals are just vitamins, is white speak. At the moment that they're discovering these things, they want to sound as if they know what they're talking about. I can relate to that. I also want to have you build up trust and faith in my research, which is why I wrote my books in the first place, so that you can save your daggone life and your family's life, because that man-made radiation, I ain't making that one up. I done that research, all right? And so these pharmaceutical companies didn't come out well in those comments. And I want to emphasize that that's the proof that they're going down, and I'm for all liars, all devils going down. I don't know how anyone who is sane, who deserves our faith, would object to that. I don't understand anybody who would support genocide like these social media platforms are. Because I did a meme the other day where I just found a photo of what 500 grams looks like to give us an idea of the proportion. This, if it were lead, because, and I understand, if we don't do the research, we're not going to see the scale. And it's not because we're ignorant. It took me a while to even conceptualize the fact that, you know what? I keep saying that radiation is worse than any other contaminant out there. But I've never looked it up, pound for pound, gram for gram, milligram for milligram. And so I looked up the lethality of lead, because everybody had such a understandable outrage over Flint, but they had lead in their water. The whole country rallied to assist that city in getting clean water. When I looked up the lethality of lead, 500 grams, as we would be looking here, I don't know what metal that is, would be enough to kill over 3,000 people. This amount, same amount, 500 grams in plutonium, would be enough to kill everybody alive. And so now I hope, I'm always hoping that it's like, always the tantalization that maybe I'll be able to convince enough people that there'll be a critical just collapse in the lie that white people are the best people on earth and black you and me, particularly here in the Americas, are the worst. That is so completely untrue on every single level. It would make no sense for Allah to have chosen us and we were the worst people on earth. Woo. So we got this just the same way, classical music. I listen to it a little less and less as time goes on, but there are certain, I don't want to call them songs, but orchestrations that really just resonate with me, that just fill my heart and soul because they're so beautiful. But classical music is like at its wit's end, trying to stay relevant to this modern generation. So much so that even the, musicians and the singers, they have to change their entire, presentation in order to hope to get anybody to pay attention. That is not that we were aiming to destroy classical music, but I'm just saying, as far as white people were concerned, especially the rich ones, that was one of their measures of their brilliance. But your brilliance ain't so brilliant if nobody cares anymore. Who are they paying attention to? Who are they trying their darndest to imitate but black you and me? Who we just do stuff because it's just in us. It's in our nature. It feels good. We know how to put emotions to intellect to brilliance. And what comes out has transformed the world. Ain't had to raise a single gun whatsoever. So I'm just saying, imagine as we put that to entrepreneurialism and dispense with the notion that the way white people do it is the way it's got to be done. I was just looking through India's, they have the most impoverished ghetto in the world. It begins with a D and there's a V in there somewhere. I can't remember the name of the place, but it's filthy. Oh my God, is it filthy? But those dudes will take dirt and turn it into an entire clay pot factory. And they've got, I make my soap, but this is a ghetto. I don't live anywhere near as ugly as what they live in. And they have a whole soap making factory right there in the middle of their hood. And so I'm just saying, as where black business is growing exponentially, and it's one of the few businesses in the unentitled snakes of America that are growing. These people don't want that. I remember when I put my book, Furnace of Affliction, Healing Radiation Damage to the Human Body, up on Amazon. And it was Brother Ayapo. I noticed it before he said anything, but still, he was on it. He came to me right away. He said, "Oh my God, what happened to your book?" Because they hid it. They hid it in a section they call X-rated. Ain't nothing sexual going on in that book whatsoever. And when I would go and look for the link, it couldn't be found. And I looked at that. I said, that's what they don't want you to know, that there are cures, because also when it comes to their radiation, just same as it's coming now to Big Pharma, just the same as it happened to classical music. The truth sets us free from having faith in these devils. So 79% of India's GDP is generated by family-owned businesses. This isn't even the big giant corporations who give you this impression that without them we are nothing. Hell no, that is not true. Not at all. So good for India. I'm happy for them. I'm not looking for a planet with just one race of people out here, with just one country. That's what the devil's looking for. And so I thank Brother Unmute the Truth for sharing with me this Instagram little clip where this brother, I don't know anything about him. I'm not recommending anybody's channels anymore because, there's more good people than bad people. But on social media, Oh, no. I would recommend folks, and then the next thing you know, it turned out that they were just down for the CIA count, all right? Operation Paperclip, without a doubt in my head. So, but I thank this brother. I'm not saying that because I don't know anything about him. I'm just saying why I don't recommend anybody, but you can go and sign up to his platform, because I am grateful that he even brought this up about the fish dying in Japan. I mean, I'm just going to show a hot second of them fish waving. There was a square mile of dead fish, dead right after they released that tritium water, which didn't just have tritium. That would not be possible. Whole bunch of stuff I could explain there, but I'm not going to. And so I left a comment. I was so grateful for the 3 likes. One of them actually is mine. I very rarely will like my own comments, but this time because I almost didn't say anything. Right? Because there's so little we know, and the brother wasn't divulging any true data. He was just doing what should be done, asking questions. That is the first stop on the journey to finding out the truth. As you start asking questions, you see nobody's answering, so you start doing the research. That's what I did. Right? And there's brother, unmute the truth, or unmute me. 2.0, very grateful to you, brother. Thank you so much. This is also a sign that they've gone too damn far. Even demons want to know the truth. Even demons, they like to flatter themselves that they're just smarter than the average bear. But not unless you understand the dynamics of what's on your very daggone plate. There's no way it's not. And as I showed, it's deadly on a 1 atom basis, and there's no safe dose. So we can thoroughly take these devils down. I've never seen so much ridiculousness in the news as is going on right now. You need this book. I'm not trying to do an infomercial. This is my advocacy. I'm strategizing. How can I effectively build a hospital? I'm not talking about one, out structure, even though we need those too, definitely. But one of our knowledge, where we're each masters, owners of the information on how to withstand everything that these devils have to throw at us, right? So I cannot do that with the level of indoctrination that we're currently under, where when someone black comes to you, and a sister on top of that, we tend to wait 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years before we'll sit back and say, whoa, she was for real. He was for real. Okay? And so go get this book. You need this book. Don't fool yourself. Go on over to 25,000. Yes, cycle.org. You're going to get your heel on. You can call up Dr. She right there. Let's chat. And that's for real, brother. I'm shy, but that brother, he is so calm and collected and knowledgeable about everything he's sharing. And we give you the tools so you can heal yourself. You aren't going to have to be calling us every other day. And if there's a shortage on anything that we have to offer, you're going to be freaking out. Okay? And so, this ain't no real inflation going on up in here. This is simple building with love, dedication, and purpose. All right. Where's my soap? Come on, give me to my soap. There it is right there. Go right on over here. Get yourself a clean when you using real soap. Every other soap just ain't going to be able to measure up at all. All right? All right. I love you, family. Straight Black family pride. And we own everything we need to continue forever. Peace and blessings.